Hey, Mike here, and I'm going to show you something you can do with Destiny Engine that amazed even me. This is something that people pay thousands of dollars for a company who shall not be named to teach them this very technique. And we're going to do it in just a few minutes with Destiny Engine. And mind you, I don't have extensive audio editing background. I don't have any deep knowledge of where the method came from or even anything beyond the basic theory and technique of how it worked. But the people that peddle this have used it for their entire careers to become very successful. Now, this technique involves some brainwave entrainment on a personal level. So, the state that we're trying to reach is called alpha. Most people spend most of their time in their waking life in beta state, which is the equivalent of about 2 cups of coffee. And I love coffee, but in order to reach that flow state where you have access to infinite intelligence and preternatural sources of inspiration, we need to slow down the brain waves. We need to take them down to about 10 hertz, 8 to 10 hertz. And that is called the alpha state. Now, this meditation that we're going to create with Destiny Engine is one that will take about 25 minutes to a half hour to physically do. But once you've done it a few times, it's installing a trigger that you're just gonna do a specific hand gesture like this. Like you touch your thumb to your index finger and your middle finger. And this is the trigger that anchors you back to alpha state. So you can access that anytime you want without any delay whatsoever, without listening to any further meditation. It will give you the access to close your eyes, do the gesture, and you'll be instantly in alpha state at any point in your daily life. And I created this meditation in just a few minutes, and I'm going to give it to you so that you have downloadable access to this. So you'll be able to listen to it on your phone, on your computer, and you're going to need stereo headphones because we're using advanced brainwave entrainment via binaural beats. So I'm not going to get into what those are in this video. Many of you already know, and if you don't, go and look it up because it is fascinating. So without further ado, I'm going to go over to AI-powered reality creation. I'm going to open up the session that I just did. And this, you'll recognize the interface immediately. This is just like ChatGPT, Grok, Claude, you name it. We're just asking for exactly what we want. So I said, I want a meditation that will take me down to alpha state. Once we are there, we will explore it a bit, point out the benefits to using it, access infinite intelligence, etc. And after we've experienced it for a few minutes, we will implant a trigger that will take the listener back down to alpha state at any time of their choosing instantly. This trigger will be touching the thumb to the index and middle finger of one hand and closing your eyes. Okay? So after I ask it to do this, it's going to hit me back with a few clarifying questions, like what's the specific goal or transformation? For example, instant access to creative flow states, on-demand stress relief, and mental clarity, blah, blah, blah. So I said instant access to creative flow states. Perfect. Creative flow states are exactly what alpha waves excel at facilitating. Who's it for and what's their current situation? And it gives a few examples. And I said, now this is where you can make it specific to you. You can make it as specialized as you want for, if you're going through something with your business, with your spiritual activations, with your relationships. This would be your chance to tell it specifically what you want. But since I'm trying to make this generic, I said the alpha state is for anyone, and you know that. Okay? So then it asked me what theme or narrative hook resonates with me for this session. It gives a few examples of, this is the narration because there's going to be a guided portion to this. So it's sort of the literary style of how it's going to guide you. And if you're the kind of person who likes ancient mystical teachings, you can tell it to act like a guru. If you're the kind of person who likes modern technological advances and you want to have it voice this to you as an authoritative neuroscientist, you can do that. So I said ancient wisdom meets modern neuroscience. Great. How should the core alpha state exploration trigger installation be delivered? So it's basically asking, how many different voices are we going to use and who are they? So you can actually have multiple different personalities talking to you throughout this multi-track meditation. So I said just one authoritative ancient teacher voice. Perfect. The wisdom of the ages in one voice. Now, here's the real sauce. It's asking me how intense should it be on a scale of 1 to 10, whereas higher is more provocative and direct language. At this stage, honestly, for my own meditations, I put 10. I put 10 every time. I want it on the rocks. And I almost put 10 here out of habit, but I realize a lot of people are going to be listening to this, and I'm trying to make it good for all time zones. And once you're into Destiny Engine, you can go ahead and void your own factory warranty on your consciousness and put 10, whatever. I'm not your mom. Go for it. So the last question is, how long should the core alpha exploration trigger installation be? So I said maybe 10 minutes for the going down and coming back up combined, but then 15 minutes in the alpha state to experience, install the triggers, and do some affirmations. All right, and then it delivers this meditation. I looked over it. We're spending a couple of tracks introducing the concept of the alpha state. And then you're going to be guided down into the alpha state, which is the 10 hertz frequency. We're taking you down from a typical beta state at 20 hertz down to about 10 hertz, which is squarely within the alpha range. And for about 5 minutes, you're going to be settling into alpha and just experiencing what that does for you. And then if we go a little deeper into alpha, okay, and then around track 6 is where we're installing the trigger. And this is the part that after you've been in alpha for a few minutes, your mind's very open, very receptive, and this is the part where we're going to train your nervous system to drop you back down immediately the very second that you perform the mudra, so that you can come back to this anytime and it won't take you the full duration of this meditation. So that's the goal of this working, and we take you right back up to beta state. All right. So then on this screen, once it's delivered the proposal, we select the voice, and I used Russell Means for this. I really like the Russell Means voice. So you can press play on any one of these and sort of preview what they sound like. So use Russell Means, accept and generate, and it's going to generate that meditation. We're going to go through it goes through and creates all the voices for this. This is the step that takes the longest. So there are 7 tracks where it's either guiding you, instructing you, or repeating affirmations that are going to really solidify this for you. Okay, so now it only takes a few minutes, and then you will have access to this meditation forever. So If you're watching this now, probably I'm including some download links to this meditation, so they'll just be MP3 files that you can listen to on your phone, on your computer, anytime for as long as you want. They'll be available to you, just like any other music file. They're just MP3s. So, obviously you can also listen in app. The app is very, very powerful. I generally prefer to listen to these tracks within the app for a few reasons. One of them is that you can tweak them at any time. You can tweak the volume of the narration or the subliminal message versus the binaural beats themselves. You can add white noise, brown noise. The second reason is that anytime you have a file that you download, and it's a reasonable size, like MP3s are typically compressed. An MP3 is what you would call a lossy file format, and I'm not going to get too technical on that because you don't really need to know, but lossy implies that you're losing data. So anytime you're accessing meditations with binaurals, subliminals, what have you, on YouTube, SoundCloud, whatever, there's going to be a lossy nature to it, and you're not necessarily getting the pure sine waves because the quality dropped off. And those pure sine waves are important for your brainwave entrainment. And within Destiny Engine, you are getting the pure sine waves generated in real time every time you play the track. So this is quite powerful. There's nothing more pure than listening to it in that way. Of course, when we export the MP3s, we use settings that are the highest quality possible, and you'll absolutely still get some benefit. Probably most of the benefit from our tracks because we don't use maximum compression on them. But yeah, anyway, I'm done rambling about that. It looks like our meditation is created. We'll just go to the meditation, and it comes up here. It's called the Alpha Gate, Ancient Keys to Infinite Intelligence. And you can just hit play. We have all the tracks here. It's saved in your library. You can access it anytime under My Programs, and it is right there. You can download all the tracks, which I'm going to do, and upload them somewhere so that you will have access to it. Came in at about a half hour. So I hope that helps you out, and I am excited for you to enjoy this meditation. Goodbye for now.